This morning in our healing meditation, I invite you to begin your Lenten journey with a trip to the wilderness. To help us call to mind the desert, here's part of a series of videos put out by the College of St. George in Jerusalem.
And it's hard to imagine that we're only 10 miles from Jerusalem itself. And just in the far distance, you can make out Jerusalem on the furthest horizon. And then 10 miles in the other direction is the Jordan River. But in the middle, it is desert. But sometimes we have an image of desert as sand, and this is rocky terrain. It's hard and not as we imagine the desert in some parts of the world, but it's wilderness because there's barely any rain.
Let's begin by getting comfortable. Maybe you're sitting or lying down. Find a place where your body is balanced and at ease. As you settle into your position, close your eyes and breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Let the rhythm of your body slow down. Take gentle breaths, filling your belly, in and out of your nose. Feel the rhythm of your breath. In and out. In and out. Let your body relax a little deeper. Imagine that you are standing at the edge of the wilderness. You can see civilization, your own life behind you in the distance. Underneath your feet, the terrain is rocky and uneven. The sun begins to rise, and the air quickly warms. It's dry. Take a moment to breathe in and out as you settle yourself in this wilderness space. And as you do, reflect on how you feel. People don't usually come to the wilderness voluntarily. The wilderness is beautiful and natural, but wild and untamed. For Jesus, the Spirit drove him there. For Moses and the Hebrews, they were fleeing violence and slavery. The wilderness was their last resort. What in your life has driven you to the wilderness? Breathe in and out. We enter our wilderness and we carry our fears. The fear of not having enough. The fear of not being enough. The fear of what might happen. The fear of loneliness. Before you enter, stay for a moment with your fear. Acknowledge what it is that you fear most when entering your wilderness times. As you take your first steps into the wilderness, look around. On the ground there are large rocks. Pick up a rock and hold it in your hands. What color is it? Feel where it's smooth and where it is jagged. Notice its weight. place your fears on that rock so that they are not in you, ready to overtake you, but are still with you, carried by you as you begin your journey. Start your walk into the wilderness. There are no paths to follow in the desert, only sand and rock. And as you walk, your stone feels a little heavier. Continue to wander into the wilderness, exploring the space with all of your senses, the sights and the smells, the way the heat dances on your skin, the dryness all around you. Finally, you come to a place where everything seems different. It's quiet, unnaturally quiet. Call to mind when Elijah met God. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, "Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Now there was a great wind, so strong that it was splitting mountains and breaking rocks into pieces before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a sound of sheer silence. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood at the edge of the cave. Then there came a voice to him that said, "What are you doing here, Elisha?" It's as if the voice asked you the same question. What are you doing here, child of God? In front of you, there's a large stone. You take notice of the heavy rock you've been carrying, your worries, fears, and anxieties. Slowly and reverently, you place your rock on the natural altar in front of you. Take a moment to breathe in and out. Notice how much lighter you feel. In this quiet, sacred space, take a moment to listen. As you've handed your fears over, can you hear any words from God? Be still in the sheer silence and listen. Take a step back, and as you do, you see that yours is not the only stone. Stone upon stone, fear upon fear is gathered here, handed over to the Holy One. You are not alone. Take a final moment to be in this space before taking your leave. As you walk back to the edge of the wilderness, notice the beauty that surrounds you, the warmth, and how light you feel. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe out love. And as you reach the edge of the wilderness to return to your space, take one final moment for prayer. Returning to the words of the psalmist this morning, O God, you are my God, eagerly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you, my flesh faints for you, as in a barren and dry land where there is no water. Therefore I have gazed upon you in your holy place. Breathe in and out, beginning to return to this space. Bring a little movement back into your fingers and toes. Slowly open your eyes and return.